Hey, Fervent Servants, and thank you for joining us for Wombs of Wives video series, a video series for wives and husbands who are believing God for a baby. Look, we have already put out a few videos, and I'm so excited about this series. If you have not joined us, please go and check out our other videos. But today, I have a special guest in the building, Miss Carissa Carson. Let's give it up for Carissa.
Now goes wild.
Yes, it goes wild. Who is Carissa Carson?
I am Carissa Carson.
I love it.
So I am a birth and postpartum doula.
Yes.
I got my doula certification. Well, I began my doula journey in 2017. Literally just on a whim. And when I say on a whim, I mean on a whim.
You mean it.
I'm telling you. I blame it on YouTube. Let me tell you something. I blame it on YouTube because out of nowhere, I just would end up watching just stimulating videos such as childbirth, you know. I mean, it's just literally one of those invigorating things to watch where it's like you see a woman with a baby in her belly and then literally the baby's not in her belly anymore.
Not there.
A lot happens before that happens, okay, before that transition.
Yes.
But at the same time, she's holding her baby now and crying over, and it's like, oh my goodness, it is so intriguing.
Yes.
But the YouTube algorithm knows your search history. So every time you open up YouTube, it's going to introduce a new video.
Yes.
Well, have you seen this?
Yes.
Well, now look at this one. And then I just started watching water births.
Wow.
And then in one video, I saw a lady who was assisting the expectant mom. And I was like, wait a minute. My friend is a doula, and I'm the one who encouraged her to become one. 2013, I believe it was.
Wow.
I'm gonna see if she'll correct me on this. I think it was 2013.
But
anyway, right? I could be wrong. I'm likely wrong.
Okay.
But in 2013, she told me that she was gonna become a doula, and I asked her the question that people always ask me when I tell.
What is that?
Is that a midwife? That's the first thing they say. Oh, so you're a midwife? So you deliver the babies? And it's like,
Well,
no,
are you?
No, not.
She ain't a midwife.
No, not a midwife. What the future holds with that, we don't know. Wank, wank.
Yes.
But what I will say today, I'm not a midwife.
Okay.
But yeah, I asked her that, and then, you know, she said, well, this is what I am. And it was very interesting. And so I said, you know what? I could totally see you doing that.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, she asked me to ride with her. Met her up in Chicago where she got her DOMA certification. And I would see pictures of her. She would show me pictures, not online, but she would show me pictures on her phone of her assisting these women in labor. And I'm like, that's interesting. Left it alone, was still trying to figure out what my purpose was in life. And
Purpose. Hello. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm telling you, girl.
Purpose. Hello.
People search forever for that thing called purpose. I could speak for days on that. But what I will say is, out of nowhere, I literally just started watching YouTube videos about childbirth. And every time I opened up YouTube, it would suggest more videos.
Wow.
And then from those videos, the sub videos would just automatically play. And next thing you know, I just went ahead and said, you know what? This is what I want to do.
Wow. She got sucked in.
This is what I want to do. And so I contacted the place that I got my certification through. Yeah. And the rest is her story.
Come on. I'm sorry. It's her story.
It's her story.
It's not history. I'm sorry. That was me.
Because she is birthday.
She is.
She is birthday.
Come on and tell us now. Now, how did we meet? Tell the people.
We met at a church service.
Oh.
I think since you were a visitor.
Yes.
Everyone came around to speak to you, hug you. But I don't think during that hug that I mentioned anything. Okay. So it wasn't during that hug that I told her who I was and what I do. What I sprinkle. What I sprinkle bae. Birth bae.
Yes, hashtag.
Birth
I'm going to put it down there.
But yeah, I hadn't told her that I was birth bae. But
love that.
It was after service.
Yeah.
Some way, somehow, we started talking and conversing. And I told you what I do. And then we started talking about our journeys. Yeah. And you started to tell me where you were in your journey. And I just know I was throwing some encouragement at you.
Yes, she was.
And through that encouragement, I was doing Sprinkle Bay on her. Doing birthday on her. I was doing birthday on her. And through that conversation, I could tell that what I was saying was some stuff you had already heard. Mm-hmm. It was some stuff that people had already been saying to you. Mm-hmm. It was some answers like, okay, I've heard that before. Mm-hmm. You know, but what's so crazy is through that conversation, I also saw myself, because the very thing that you need is what, you know, as a married woman, is what single women are looking for, you know, looking toward in a marriage. Yeah. And, you know, married people tell you, oh, they're on their way. Oh, you just wait. Oh, you stay faithful, and all this type of stuff. And then you get this wah, wah, wah,
right,
wah,
I've heard it.
Yeah, I've heard it all before. It's like, what am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? Am I broken? Somebody fix me. Right. So it was through that conversation I could tell that you've heard everything that I'm saying, and I need to tell you something different, because you've heard that. You've encouraged yourself already. So I'm like, okay, I like her. I'm gonna stay connected with her. I think after that we went on a fast together, honey.
Hey,
and it's been great. Birthday.
I love this girl. I'm sorry, this woman. I love this woman.
She's a girl. She's a girl. She's always a girl too.
Always a girl too. It's her story.
Her story.
So, Carissa, the doula. What exactly is a doula?
So a doula, everybody has a different definition of what a doula is. Some people say it's your best friend in labor. Some people say that it's your right-hand companion. I am who you need me to be in your pain management.
Girl, I need you. I ain't even there yet, and I need you.
Okay, and I'm here for you. I'm right here.
All right.
Now, I will say, I've grown as a doula, because when you're getting your certification, you're told, you know, all these different things. You were taken through so many different scenarios. But it was through birth that I grew. So with every birth, I mean, I can tell you from my very last birth, I've grown even more.
Wonderful.
So I don't just come as an encourager and a coach, someone to get you, you know, to that transition of your life changing forever. But I'm a person who is able to be present. And I tell families this when I'm doing the intake. They'll say, oh, my mom is going to be there. Oh, my sister's going to be there. Oh, my cousin's going to be there. And everybody's going to bring me balloons and chicken and this, that, and the third.
Chicken.
And I have to tell them, they're not present, though.
Right.
They're here, but they're not present. I am present, and I am 100% focused on you.
Me. Yeah.
I'm not there to take selfies. I'm not there to report, oh, she's 5 centimeters dilated, guys, or anything. I'm talking to the doctors. I'm talking to OBGYNs. I'm with the nurses. I'm making sure that while they're doing your cervical checks, I'm looking at your face, your grimace, to make sure that you know everything that's going on at this time, that you are well informed of your choices, and that the hospital or whoever's serving you at the birthing center, wherever, that they're very well aware of what they need to do for you as well. I'm making sure that you don't lose your voice at any point.
Yeah, I love that.
And
she's
I'm coaching you.
Advocate.
Absolutely.
An advocate, and she's concerned about you as a mom giving birth, because your body is going through transition. Oh, birthday, babe.
Birthday.
Your body is going through transition, and so often you are forgotten about because the baby's coming, so everybody's focused on the baby. But she is here for you.
For you.
And I love that. Now, you said you were watching videos about at-home birth and stuff like that. So do you help moms who want to do at-home births too?
So I was very blessed and fortunate to attend a home birth. August of 2018.
Yay!
I feel
What?
like this is the birth that changed my life.
Really?
And I'm going to tell you why. Because birth is about connecting so much, okay? It's a connection between the husband and the wife, or, you know, the mates. It's a connection between the midwife or the OBGYN and the expectant mother or the laboring mother. And it's between the doula and the laboring mother and the village that's present and the midwife. Like, so many things really have to be aligned for you to have the most successful birth that you can possibly have. Attending that home birth made me so confident. Yes. Because when you deal with hospitals and birthing centers, a lot of times you get pushed on the back burner. Sometimes you ain't even on the stove. Okay. You might be on the counter somewhere. Ooh-wee. They could tell you, you know what? Oh, you're a doula. Okay. Can you step all the way over there by the window? But at the home birth, I was trusted to be myself.
Yeah.
And it's an experience that is truly unforgettable. I will take this with me for the rest of my life. Because of this experience, I just became, I feel like I bloomed a little bit more. A midwife who I had never worked with. So there was a student midwife and there was an already midwife who was her preceptor. They were there, and I had never
village.
Right. Well, then the thing is, I had just met the mom that Friday.
Okay.
She went into labor that Wednesday.
My gosh.
She went into labor that Wednesday. What's so crazy is when I was leaving the intake, I gave her one of my cards, and she was like, "Wait, I've already seen one of these. I have this card." Same thing happened to one of my previous clients. She had already had one of my cards too, so it all just worked out. But anyway, she wasn't due for like another 3 weeks.
Wow.
And she went into labor that Wednesday while I was standing at Walmart checking out, getting some printer ink. Left Walmart immediately and headed out to her home. And she was literally in full-on active labor. Yes. So got there and I had to hit the ground running. It was a setting that I was not familiar with because usually when they're in that place, and I could tell from the grimace on the face and the time of the contractions, that it's time to head to the hospital. This time, it's time to head to the floor or the birthing ball or the bathtub or the toilet. And I'm like, okay, this is different, but I am excited about it.
Yeah.
And then as time lapsed, I realized the preceptor and the student midwife, they were in the living room. And I was in the bathroom with the door closed with this client who I had just met several days before. And they were like, "Carissa, you got it."
So you did your thing.
I did my thing.
You didn't even know you was doing your thing.
I didn't even know it, but it was grooming me as I was going along, because it's just one of those things that God was feeding me as I was going along. And so we were able, long story short, we were able to get out of the tub, got into the living room, and I began to sit on the birth ball because she found comfort in burying her face in my neck or in my stomach. And those things were different too. And so I just flowed with it, whatever was comfortable with her. So she ended up birthing her baby while I was sitting on the birth ball. Her head was buried into my stomach and she was standing up, and they caught her baby like that. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, you can look at your baby now.
Oh my
God. Your baby's here. Man, it was the most incredible experience of my life. So eventually I do want to go to home births.
Yeah, well, you can go to home birth with me when it's my turn, because that's what I want to do.
I got you. This is the perfect space. This is the perfect space right here.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to make sure they have me, okay?
Absolutely.
So, worthy wombs.
Worthy wombs.
What is worthy wombs?
Worthy wombs came to me while I was asleep. Not in a dream.
Okay.
Not in a dream. It came to me while I was asleep. So I was asleep. And anybody who knows me when I'm asleep, I'm not waking up anything. Hurricane, fire alarm, I'm just out.
Yeah.
But I heard worthy wombs and I woke up. I'm like, what was that?
Right.
And so I went back to sleep, woke up, and I kept hearing it. And so I'm thinking, that is a really good business name. And so I was having dinner with my friend later that day. And I was like, man, I'll be able to tell her that I have a business name now. But then I'm like, it keeps ringing in my head. So I'm like, did I hear it on TV? Did I hear it somewhere? And now that's why it's in my head. I start to search on Google, Bing, Yahoo, everything. No search engine brought up anything. Then I searched Facebook, and then I searched Instagram. I searched Twitter. I searched everywhere, and it was nowhere to be found. And that's when I'm like, okay, how did I get worthy wombs?
Yeah.
God gave it to me.
Yes. Yes, that's how I got wombs of wives.
Yeah.
Just come to you when it's time for it,
It does.
So, okay. A doula. Now, this birth that you experienced in the home, you said you had met the woman a few days before.
Literally.
Now, how early on can you meet moms or expecting moms to do the whole process? What is the process that a doula goes through with these families?
So typically I do an intake with families who are already expecting.
Okay.
However, if a family knows that they are going to be trying, I could meet with them as well during that time. And we just literally go over ways to prepare them for labor, ways to prepare them for birth, getting them comfortable as parents, and kind of making sure, because I have portions of my intake that talks about their connection as a unit, you know, whether it be husband and wife or two mates or partners, whatever the case may be. I make sure that they know what a baby is going to do to change their lives forever. You know, or at least for the next 18 years.
Right.
You know, or at least for the first 6 months.
Right.
You know,
Right.
diaper changes and sleep schedules and feedings and all that thing. But, you know, I've had a person or a family, a couple that I did an intake with who just knew they were going to try to get pregnant. And I did an entire intake with them. But yeah, just did an intake with them. They were going to just talk about trying to have a baby.
And it happened. And how long after birth are you with moms and families?
So typically, now a lot of families have such a big village. The postpartum period isn't the time they really need me, but I try to insert myself. A lot of them are like, oh, my grandmother's here, my mom's here, and da-da-da-da. But I do provide them with postpartum pads that are cooling and everything. We'll get on that another time. But I try to just check on them because I want to see you. I want to see your face. I want to hug you, and I want to see how you feel, because we just went through this whole transition, a beautiful, glorious transition together. So if I hug you again, I feel your heart, and I hear your breathing, I'll know if it's something you're not telling me.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, I'll know. I don't know where it comes from. It's literally a godly intuition and discernment, but I always know when something's not right. I know when she's stressed, overwhelmed, when she, you know, just feels like she can't talk, when she can't handle everything that's going on. Everybody's coming over about the baby. Everything's about the baby, baby. When she was pregnant, everything was about her. So it's not just that she's jealous of this new baby, but it's like this baby has been taken out of her, and she could either feel neglected, forgotten about, and now her hormones are just raging, trying to just recalibrate at the same time. So I need to see her and make sure that she knows that I still have her back.
I love that.
I need her to know that she still has a doula in me.
Yeah.
Somebody who she can text, because I'm still going to bug you. I'm still going to ask how feedings have been going. I'm going to make sure the baby's diaper, the meconium has gone to regular baby poop, and all that kind of stuff. Making sure that you're getting a sleep, making sure you've eaten, that you've had a shower.
Wow.
But yeah, I try to stick around pretty much until whenever, after you've had the baby, until you stop texting me back. I'm gonna leave you alone. Birthday gonna stop sprinkling.
She done. Yeah, so what I'm hearing from Carissa, you all, is that doula, specifically her, there for that pre-process, during, and after. Main concern is that mom and dad are well. Yes. Right? Because there is a lot of focus on baby to where you can be forgotten about, and you can feel those feelings of neglect, and you can start setting into postpartum depression, and you can start feeling like you're alone and no one's there, and the baby's crying, the baby's hungry, you don't know what's going on. Maybe this is your first child or what have you. And so she's there to be that advocate, to be that support, to be essentially that village for you as others are being that village for the baby. And I absolutely love that. You are not forgotten. You're not forgotten. Even as you're waiting, even as you're believing, you all, I'm in the same boat. Even as you're waiting and you're believing, you are not forgotten. If God gave you the desire, he's going to fulfill it. Absolutely. He wouldn't put it there and then dangle it in front of your face and say, aha. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. And so I'm so excited. What advice do you have for wives and husbands at this stage? As a doula, what would you advise?
Well, I want to give the first disclaimer that I am not a medical professional. I am a doula. So I do work with families in the most intimate way during labor. But I am not a medical professional. So if you have any fertility concerns, please talk to your doctor. Please talk to your OBGYN and get tested. That is my first bit of advice. Is to get tested. Okay? I'm going to push past that a little bit and say, both of you all get tested. Not just the wife, but the husband, because we as women, wives, have this innate need to overperform sometimes. We can feel like, oh, well, I need to fix it. I need to fix it. I need to put that away. I need to clean it. I need to do this. I need to do that. When you no longer one. You know, you're no longer two. I'm sorry, you're one. So you can't look at everything as myself. You have to look at things as a team, you know, and it's not pointing any fingers, but it's better to get to the root of the problem or the root of the concern, shall I say, instead of blaming yourself and beating yourself up and swallowing all of that anguish and misery and torment, you know, that it can become. Just go get tested. Do that first. And your doctor is likely going to tell you, try for a year. They're likely going to do that. They're going to let you try for a year just to, you know, see if maybe it was, you know, the hormones from birth control that you were maybe on too long or whatever the case may be. If you had an existing condition, endometriosis, if you had an issue with your cervix, your fallopian tubes, any of those things, your doctor could do a full physical and medical exam on you to see wherever we're going wrong. The doctor can put you on maybe a hormone therapy. Your doctor can send you to a chiropractor, get you adjusted, get your bones aligned. Your doctor can tell you maybe it's stress. It could be so many different factors that go into this. Not saying that you should beat yourself up at all, but you can maybe have scar tissue still there, maybe from any procedure that you have had before, even including an abortion. Whatever the case may be, get checked out to take yourself out of that mental misery of feeling like I'm not enough, I'm broken. Take yourself out of that and just get checked out. Take your husband with you.
Who are you talking to? Your girl right here. I mean, that's exactly where we are now. I've gone to the OBGYN, he's gone to the specialist. And so we're both looking to see what could be going on because we have been trying for a little while. And I think that is important because I myself have had those feelings of it's me. And I have to do something about it when indeed that may not be the case. But now we have to figure out how can we come together to come to that resolve? How can we get answers together without pointing that finger? So exactly what you're saying. I love that.
And one thing I do want to add for the men, the test for men is a little bit less evasive because the woman is literally the ground and the soil that the seed will be planted. So her womb has to be way more healthy because she's carrying this baby for 10 months or up until 10 months. But for the man, it literally is them studying the sperm cell. It's, you know, that it has to be so many 20 billion, at least 20 billion sperm cell. The sperm cell count has to be at least 20 billion. If it's any less than that, they're going to send the specimen off to the lab to study the shape, the appearance, the mobility, all of that of the sperm cells. So gentlemen, please don't feel like you need to go through any rectal exams or anything like that. It is not very evasive. For men, it really just comes down to the sperm cell count.
Absolutely.
That's it. Please, male and female, husband and wife, please do not take this as an opportunity to bash each other though.
Please no.
Okay? Because it's not one of those things where I'm fixed, you're broken, or I'm well and you're hurt, or any of those things, or I did well in my past and then you know you come with a malfunctioning situation. It's not one of those things because those things will breed for more contention when you're trying to unify together to make a baby. You can't really do that with all of that animosity, you know, and pointing fingers. So what you want to do is come together, hold in hands and say, okay, this is something that we want together. Anything you want to do together, you got to come together. Okay. So you come together and you say, this is what we want. We're going to do what we need to do to make sure that we're doing our part. Okay. If you find out that you're doing your part and things still aren't working to your satisfaction, then it's time to take a step further and really be honest with each other.
There you go.
Really be honest. You want to have an atmosphere where everybody can talk and not be judged. You want everybody to feel good about expressing their feelings about it. And like I said earlier, women always feel like, oh, I have to this and I have to that. But at the end of the day, the woman is the one that goes from off of birth control, pregnancy tests,
going through a lot.
after pregnancy tests, after doctor visit, and then hormone therapy, and then trying this, and you know, sleeping like this, and positive pregnancy tests, and then back to the doctor, and then afraid, and then scared, and then congratulations, and then baby bump pictures, and then symptoms, and then grief. A woman has to, your body goes through all of that. If you can't be honest with how you feel and the transitions and where you are, just right now, where you are, if you cannot be honest, then a baby is not something that you should be trying to bring into that.
Simple as that.
Okay.
You're right.
So that communication and that honesty and that open air, it has to be there, because a baby will not fix a broken marriage. Okay. A lot of times people may feel like, man, well, this baby is just really going to bring us back together. This baby is really going to heal this disconnection, or this baby is really going to help us see that we are complete, we are whole, and we can have what the people next door have. When at the end of the day, every single marriage is different. Okay. Every single birth is different, you know? So you want to be able to be honest with each other and be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself and forgive yourself. You know, forgive yourself for beating yourself up. Forgive yourself for being mean to yourself and mean to your spouse, you know, a husband or a wife. You have to forgive yourself and forgive them, and really have that hard conversation.
I love what you're saying, because again, this is just exactly where we are, and that level of honesty, I'm glad you mentioned it, because I would have, is that level of honesty is so important as you break down that range of emotion that a woman goes through. In one of our other videos, we had a husband come and join his wife to talk about their experience. And
I can't wait to watch it.
I know, right? But even for the men, there's a range of emotions they can be going through too. Even though the stuff isn't happening within their body, having to watch their wife or their woman, their mate go through these different things, and then experiencing, even if they've had a loss or if it hasn't happened yet, like their desire to want that. So men, you're not forgotten either. Like we understand that this is a man and a woman thing. This is something that happens to both parties, and therefore both parties are important, and both parties deserve to have that concern and that support, and to have their opinion and their voice heard. And so hopefully this is a platform through our Wombs of Wives group where you can be able to share what is going on and connect with other men, with other husbands and wives. You can connect with other women about that which you are experiencing. I know oftentimes, even while we're waiting, or if we've experienced a loss, or wherever we are in our process, we can hear these things like you were mentioning, oh, it's gonna happen. Don't quit worrying. I mean, don't start worrying. Like, be patient. You should be grateful you have one already. Like, people say all of these things, well-meaning most of the time, but very misunderstood. You know, this is a population, we are a population of individuals I believe are just very misunderstood, because it could seem like it's okay, you're cool, like chill out, get over it, be satisfied with where you are and what you've got. And that's just not the reality, right? Even as people of faith, that is just not the reality, because it's still a very human thing that we're experiencing.
And it's not empathetic at all. To cast your lack of understanding on someone else and say, but you have such a beautiful home, and then you're married, but you got everything that I want. But that's not your vision for your life. You know, that's not just good enough for you, especially if you are an ambitious woman. If you have a vision, you and your husband come up with a vision for your lives, you want to see it through. You want to see that thing. And at the end of the day, why can't you have a baby? Why shouldn't you have your baby? I just missed that stuff. So even talking about faith, what role do you think faith plays in this process of you being a doula for a family, or for a family coming to you? What does that play? Well, what's so funny is being a doula taught me a lot about myself. And I say that because God has given me a gift of taking care of people. It's funny, I had to say this last night to my family, but it's just one of my gifts. It's one of those things that just kicks in. When I see injustice, or especially when it comes to a person's personal care, when I see someone not being properly taken care of, the mama bear comes on up out of me. Come on, mama bear. It does, because I hate to see people mistreated. I have a very strong personality, so I always leave people feeling something, feeling some kind of way. You know, it's not always the impression I like to leave, but it's left up into interpretation. So when I see someone not being fairly treated, if I see a person being misinformed about their options or anything like that, not just the mama bear, but that warrior princess in me rises up, because I'm like, no, I come out with my sword, like, wait, let it go, put it down, walk away from her now, get away from her bed, stop talking to her, Don't look at her husband like that no more.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. We need her.
And it rises up out of me, even for people that I've met 3 days before, and then they go into labor. It's just automatically there.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's so present, God really revealed it to me, is because the way I've handled my own pain.
Talk about it. This is fun. This is good.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
It's good.
Hold on.
This is good.
Yeah. So I found myself an advocate for people because I know how I want to be fought for. Oh my gosh, girl, what in the world? Yes. So I had to learn that the reason why I'm such a fighter for other people, especially other women, is because if I see no one fighting for them, I automatically resume the position of their fighter.
Wow.
Because I hate to see women without a voice.
Yeah.
I hate to see women get, tossed to the side. Oh, it's because of your socioeconomic status, or it's because you're this, you have this type of insurance, or whatever the case may be. And so because of the way that I fought for myself, I feel that much better about fighting for another woman, because I know what my needs are when I feel underserved, or when I feel like, I just kind of got washed over a little bit. So my own pain taught me how to serve other women. And through my faith, I know how to not only serve from my heart, but I can serve in spirit. And I can serve from my womb. Every womb is worthy. Okay. Woo! Every womb is worthy, whether you're producing babies physically,
that's a word,
or whether you're producing babies spiritually. Every womb is worthy, okay? And so from my womb, that I have personally not birthed a physical baby, I'm serving moms through my womb. Yes. And I'm serving moms in spirit and in truth, okay? So that's where my faith comes in, because not all of my clients share my same faith. I don't always bring my faith in a duffel bag to every birth, but my faith is all up in here, in here, and in here, okay? And the whole time, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm praying in the spirit, okay?
Yes. Ooh, baby, she said something golden.
Yeah.
Now let's lean in. You in? She said that every womb is worthy.
Every womb.
Every womb.
Every womb
is worthy.
Is worthy.
That's a word.
It's a word.
That's a word. That's a word. That is
from
a
birthday.
Word. That is a word. That is a word. I'm getting emotional. That is a word, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, whether you're waiting, or you've lost, or you're grieving, or wherever you are in the process, whether you have child or children or you don't, your womb is still worthy.
Your womb is worthy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Your womb is worthy.
That's awesome. Because there's something that you can produce.
Absolutely.
There's something, there's a purpose for your marriage.
Yeah.
There's a purpose for your life. There's a purpose for your story.
Yeah.
As I'm sharing my story, as she's sharing her story, as the other ladies on these videos and the husband, as they're sharing their stories, it's ministering. Absolutely. It's reaching. It's touching. And that's the beautiful thing about it.
Yes.
That even if there's not a reproduction of child at this moment, your story is reproducing and bringing life, right?
And every time you speak life, and every time you speak faith, you're birthing.
Ooh.
Yeah,
what would you say?
Every time you speak life, and every time you speak wisdom, and every time you speak faith, you are birthing.
You're birthing.
Every time your womb is producing.
Because God is a creator, and He lives on the inside of you. And those are elements of Christ. That's a whole nother series. Yeah. Okay? That's a whole nother series.
Let's do it.
All right, we're gonna have a Bible study, child. What else would you like to share with our audience today? What would you like to share with our community?
The biggest thing that I want to share with you is that you're not broken. Nothing's wrong with you.
You talking to me right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, come on.
Birthday talking.
Yes, talking.
Fervent Servant. But you're not broken, and nothing's wrong with you. there's work to be done in the interim. And I say the interim because this is in the meantime, okay? This is, okay, I see that vision. I see what I'm going to get to. But in the meantime, there's work to be done.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? To any womb that has had to experience the grief and the disappointment of almost.
Yeah. Ooh.
Was it almost out of the red zone?
Oh, powerful.
Man, I made it to 2 weeks. I made it to 17 weeks. You know, what is wrong? Oh my goodness, God, I've repented for everything that I've done in the past. I've repented of my sin. Are you punishing me? Are you mad at me?
Powerful.
Who else do I need to repent to? Is there any stone unturned in my life?
Jesus.
I want to say to you, you're doing what you need to do.
Jesus.
But the last thing you need to do is to grieve and make peace with what's already gone, okay? I have a friend who experienced 2 miscarriages. I think it was 2 years apart, I believe. And, you know, she's such a strong woman. I just saw her take that licking and she just kept on taking it. And I'm like, you can't do that. I need you to break down. I need you to face it. I need you, because I'm a mirror to people, okay? And you know, it's not turned out so well in some cases, but in other cases it's turned out grand. But I am a mirror. And every time I look at people, it's like, I want you to really look at yourself, because we really don't look at ourselves. We don't look at ourselves. We spend all day looking at other people. Yeah. We never take, the only time we look in the mirror is when we look in the mirror. We don't see ourselves at any other point in life, okay? With that being said, I want to hold up a mirror for you to see yourself where you are right now. And I really want you to see yourself as whole, beautiful, and unbroken. Ooh. You are a well-oiled machine. Yes. Okay? You're firing on all cylinders.
Thank you, Lord.
If this is not the time, it's just not the time. You may say, well, I've heard that so many times. Wait on the Lord. Yeah. And I get it. Yeah. I get it. But the same faith that I have to wait on my future mate is the same faith I want you to have to wait on this to be fruitful, okay? You didn't do anything wrong because we serve a God who can make all things right. Yes. Okay? And all things new. Yes. Okay? And I'm reminded of the 3 Hebrew boys. Yes. You know, when they were in the fiery furnace and they still would not you know, worship. Bow down. They would not bow down. They said, okay, we know that our God is going to deliver us, okay? Very certain of that. But if not. Whoop!
It's another word. Your womb is still worthy.
Your womb is still worthy.
It's still worthy.
I want to give a last scripture.
Come on and do
okay?
it now.
It's Philippians 4:6-8. This is the Amplified version, and I got the Amplified version for this purpose, okay? Because I really want you all to not just, I know that scripture now. You need to hear what I'm about to tell you.
Listen in, lean in.
Come on in here. Get on into it. Philippians 4:6-8. Do not be anxious or worried about anything, but in everything, every circumstance and situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, continue to make your specific requests known to God. And the peace of God, that peace that reassures your heart, that peace, that's what it says too.
That peace.
Which transcends all understanding. That peace which stands guard over your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus is yours.
It's already mine.
Finally, believers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable and worthy of respect, whatever is right and confirmed by God's word, whatever is pure and wholesome, whatever is lovely and brings peace, whatever is admirable and of good repute, if there be any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think continually on these things. Center your mind on them and implant them in your heart.
Oh, she said a word.
Birthday coming live.
Now listen, child. She's hireable, but when it's my time, she's mine.
I'm blocked off.
All right.
Okay. I'm booked.
All right.
Blessed, booked, and busy.
Miss
Yes.
Carissa Carson, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Did she not just bless our entire lives?
Thank you.
Did she not just bless our baby's life
I'm blessed.
in advance?
I can't wait to meet you and your baby.
Yes. How can we contact or connect with you or learn more?
You can find me on Facebook at Worthy Wombs Birth and Postpartum Doula Services. If you just type in Worthy Wombs, I'm the only thing that will
pop
come
up,
up.
baby. Yes.
My face. Wearing a different Worthy Wombs garment, of course, and longer hair. But anyway, you can find me there. You can find me on Instagram at Worthy Wombs Doula.
Awesome.
Or you could email me at worthywombs@gmail.com.
Wonderful.
I'm accessible on all of those fronts. You can hit me up at 4 a.m. when you say, Carissa, I think I might be pregnant as of 2 hours ago. I'll say, okay, sis.
What you gonna say?
What would you like me to do right now? You want me to count up 10 months?
I'm weak.
I want you to go to the doctor first. A couple weeks. Okay. Miss a period, maybe.
Yes. Let's talk
But
then.
anyway, I'm here for moral support, okay?
Yes.
I'm here.
Yes.
I'm here. I'm
Yes.
here for every womb. I'm totally here for you. I'm your biggest supporter outside of your husband. And I'm right there for you. Like I said, I don't know everything, but I'm learning.
Yes.
So from my first birth in 2017 until now, I'm not the same doula. I'm not the same doula from my last birth. I'm learning, I'm growing because I'm a womb and everything grows.
Absolutely.
Good things grow in wombs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'll be sure to put her social media, email, contact stuff down up in there somewhere. So be on the lookout for that. She's completely awesome. She's completely
You're
anointed.
amazing.
She's completely submitted. And she's just ready to advocate. And I admire that. I'm so excited, y'all. Hey,
Absolutely.
I hope you were encouraged. Hey. I hope you were encouraged today.
You better be.
Okay?
I
If you
will
weren't,
fight for
let us
you.
know. All right? Because we'll do some personal reach outs. All right?
Yes, we will. Let me find out you need a doula. I won't solicit, but I'm inbox you. Well, I can't inbox you. I'm not on Facebook anymore. But anyway, if you like my page,
Yes. She got you.
If you
Yes.
inbox me, I can inbox you back.
Well, we love you. Thank you so much for watching this episode, this
thank
video
you.
of Wombs of Wives.
Wombs
We
of
are so
Wives.
excited about what is to come through this series. We want to hear your testimonies. We want to know how you've been encouraged. We want to know your prayer requests. We want to know how we can connect with you to help you along your journey, because this matters. Your voice matters. Your pain matters. And as she said, it is okay to break down, sis.
Yes.
I had some posts in my Fervent Servant group about being a strong sis. It is okay for you to be human too.
I'm telling you.
All right? We want you to. Because then we
Absolutely.
can move on from that place of vulnerability.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm getting on a soapbox. Listen, I love you.
You're right.
I love you. And I will be connecting with you soon. And as always, stay fervent.
Yeah.
Bye.